Some roads were never meant to be ordinary. They were carved through places where nature dominates everything. On these routes, every driver faces unique challenges posed by harsh weather conditions. What looks like a simple journey can quickly become a test of skill, patience, and survival. Behind every dangerous road is a story of people who refuse to be separated from the world. Today, we explore the impossible roads, where reaching the destination is only half the challenge. Fairy Meadows Road, Gilgit-Baltistan, Pakistan. The journey to Fairy Meadows begins on a remote route where familiar roads gradually give way to rugged, rocky terrain. Located in Gilgit-Baltistan, this path leads travelers to the foot of the majestic Nanga Parbat. It is a route demanding extreme caution from every driver, as every bend navigates precarious terrain. Fairy Meadows Road spans only about 16 kilometers, yet its rough surface and sections, bordering deep ravines, turn every trip into a challenge. The road remains vital to local residents, connecting communities scattered across this remote mountainous region. As Nanga Parbat comes into view at the end of the journey, all hardships seem to vanish before the pristine beauty of one of Pakistan's most impressive mountain landscapes. Guoliang Tunnel Road, Henan, China. Decades ago, a small village nestled in the Taihang Mountains carved out its own lifeline when residents decided to create a road through a massive cliff face. Located in Henan Province, the Guoliang Tunnel Road was hewn directly into the rock to connect the once isolated village of Guoliang to the outside world. It is a route that leaves travelers in awe of the power of human will in the face of a harsh natural environment. The tunnel stretches approximately 1,200 meters, featuring openings that look out over deep ravines and sheer rock walls lining the path. Today, the road draws adventure seekers eager to witness firsthand a feat born of a small community's perseverance. As light streams through the rock openings and vehicles venture deep into the mountain, the Guoliang Tunnel Road becomes a unique journey, blending natural beauty with a remarkable human story. Ma Pi Lang Pass, Ha Giang, Vietnam. Did you know that some journeys do not require a distant destination, as the road itself becomes the most memorable part of the trip? Ma Pi Lang Pass is located on the Dong Van Karst Plateau, where the road winds around limestone cliffs and overlooks the turquoise waters of the Nyo Kay River below. This mountain pass compels drivers to slow down and take in the majestic beauty of northern Vietnam's highlands. The road hugs the mountainside with tight curves, flanked by towering cliffs on one side and a sheer drop into the depths on the other. For local residents, Ma Pi Lang is not merely a scenic viewpoint, but a vital transportation link connecting highland villages. Standing at the summit and gazing out at the rolling mountain ranges in the distance, travelers come to understand why this is considered one of the most beautiful routes in Vietnam. Zojila Pass, Jammu and Kashmir, India. Zojila ranks among the most treacherous and challenging routes on the planet. Situated between Kashmir and Ladakh at an altitude of approximately 3,500 meters, this pass serves as a vital lifeline connecting India's remote regions. Traversing this route tests a driver's mettle and composure in the face of nature's unpredictable elements. In winter, heavy snow and ice blanket many sections of the road, making travel extremely hazardous amidst the steep mountain slopes. Nevertheless, Zojila remains a crucial artery for local residents, facilitating the transport of goods and maintaining connections between highland communities. Crossing this pass offers not only the satisfaction of conquering an arduous journey, but also evokes a profound sense of awe at the majestic power of the Himalayas. North Yungas Road, Death Road, Bolivia. Stretching from the high-altitude neighborhoods of La Paz to the tropical forests of the Yungas, the North Yungas Road offers a journey that once struck fear into the hearts of many drivers. Spanning approximately 60 kilometers, the route features terrain that shifts rapidly from cold, towering peaks to lush green valleys far below. It is a road that forces travelers to confront their fears head-on while navigating the mountains and forests of Bolivia. In the past, narrow stretches barely wide enough for a single vehicle, combined with dense fog and sheer drops of hundreds of meters, made the journey perilous. Today, although new routes have diverted much of the traffic, the North Yungas Road continues to draw thrill seekers eager to experience one of the world's most famous roads. Leaving behind the treacherous bends and entering the verdant landscape of the Yungas, the most enduring memory is not the danger, but the sense of having traversed a place once considered the ultimate limit of human endurance. Karakoram Highway, Pakistan, China. Not every road is built merely to conquer nature. The Karakoram Highway emerged from an effort to connect people across mountainous regions that were once virtually isolated. This legendary route links Pakistan and China, winding through the majestic Karakoram Range, a landscape of towering peaks, deep valleys, and largely pristine scenery. It is a journey that makes drivers keenly aware of their own insignificance amidst the vastness of the mountains. Spanning over 1,300 kilometers, the highway traverses high-altitude terrain where landslides, snowfall, and harsh weather pose constant challenges. The Karakoram Highway is more than just a route for adventure. It is a vital lifeline that enables highland communities to sustain their livelihoods and conduct daily trade. As a vehicle glides past snow-capped peaks and icy glaciers, the journey evokes the feeling of entering a realm where nature still holds absolute sway. Skipper's Canyon Road, Queenstown, New Zealand. Over a century ago, miners ventured into these mountains in search of gold, leaving behind a route steeped in history. Skipper's Canyon Road was built near Queenstown, serving the gold mining operations along the rugged Shotover River. The route turns every journey into a true adventure, amidst rocky peaks and vast open space. The road is barely wide enough for a single vehicle, featuring tight bends, sheer cliffs, and dizzying views of the deep valley below. Today, instead of the gold seekers of the past, the area welcomes adventurers eager to experience the rugged beauty of the New Zealand landscape. And as the evening light settles over the ancient cliffs, Skipper's Canyon Road emerges like a forgotten tale woven between nature and history. Leh-Manali Highway, India. The car left the last residential areas, then began to enter a land where space became vast and life gradually became sparse. The Leh-Manali Highway cuts through Ladakh, where cold deserts, rocky plateaus, and Himalayan passes make for one of India's toughest road journeys. This is a route that challenges people's ability to adapt to extreme environments. The route is about 480 kilometers long, with many sections passing over 5,000 meters of altitude, where lack of oxygen and rapidly changing weather can directly affect the journey. Despite difficult conditions, this route still plays an essential role for the people of Ladakh, helping to maintain the transport of goods and connect remote areas. When crossing the final passes amid the clear blue sky and endless rocky mountains, travelers will understand why this place is considered one of the most memorable trips in the Himalayas. Taroko Gorge Road, Taiwan. Millions of years of geological formation have carved out a colossal gorge, and today, a narrow road winds through layers of rock, allowing people to explore this marvel. Taroko Gorge Road is situated within Taiwan's Taroko Gorge, where white and gray marble cliffs flank the river flowing through the deep valley. What makes this route special is not the speed of travel, but the sensation of journeying through Earth's history. Narrow stretches of road hug the cliffside, featuring rock tunnels and the ever-present risk of landslides during the rainy season. Consequently, drivers must navigate each section with great care, while travelers find themselves captivated by the pristine beauty of the towering rock walls surrounding them. Upon leaving Taroko Gorge, many retain the unique memory of having traversed a perilous route while witnessing the geological forces that shaped this landscape. Trollstigen, the Troll Road, Norway. From above, Trollstigen looks like a delicate line drawn across the mountains, where human engineering meets one of Norway's most dramatic natural landscapes. The road winds through the Rama region, where powerful waterfalls, steep cliffs, and green valleys create an unforgettable journey through northern Europe. Trollstigen transforms a simple drive into a remarkable encounter with nature and architecture. The route is famous for its 11 sharp hairpin bends, steep gradients, and rapid changes in elevation between the valley floor and the mountain slopes. Meanwhile, viewing platforms along the road reveal breathtaking panoramas, allowing travelers to admire the winding path surrounded by towering peaks. As the sunlight falls across Norway's mountains and the road disappears into the landscape below, Trollstigen becomes a perfect example of how human creativity can exist in harmony with the natural world. Stelvio Pass, Italy. The first sight of Stelvio Pass feels almost unreal, as a thin ribbon of asphalt climbs across the giant slopes of the Italian Alps. Located in northern Italy, this legendary mountain road connects high valleys through one of the most dramatic landscapes in Europe. The journey here is a constant battle between precision and altitude, as every turn demands complete attention from the driver. The pass rises to nearly 2,700 meters above sea level and features 48 sharp hairpin bends, creating one of the most challenging mountain drives on the continent. Yet beyond the difficulty, Stelvio Pass has become a symbol of exploration, attracting travelers who want to experience its breathtaking views and historic alpine atmosphere. When the final curves disappear behind the mountains and the valley opens below, drivers understand why this road has remained one of Europe's most unforgettable journeys. Trans-Russian Highway, Romania. a bold idea transformed into reality when Romania carved a road through the heart of the Carpathian Mountains, creating one of the most spectacular highways in the world. Transfiguration Highway crosses the Făgăraș Mountains, where dramatic peaks, deep valleys, and alpine lakes surround every part of the journey. This is a road built to challenge both nature and human ambition. Stretching for around 90 kilometers, the highway climbs through tunnels, steep slopes, and countless bends, while reaching an altitude of more than 2,000 meters. Originally constructed for strategic reasons, the road later became a destination for explorers seeking a rare combination of engineering achievement and mountain scenery. As the winding asphalt disappears into the clouds above Romania's highest peaks, Transfiguration feels less like a highway and more like a passage carved between human determination and the power of nature. Sani Pass, South Africa, Lesotho. The journey begins where ordinary roads disappear, as Sani Pass climbs into the rugged mountains separating South Africa and Lesotho. This historic route crosses the Drakensberg Mountains, where steep cliffs, rocky tracks, and dramatic landscapes create one of Southern Africa's most demanding mountain drives. Sani Pass challenges every driver with a fragile balance between control, patience, and respect for the unpredictable terrain. The road rises more than 1,500 meters toward the Lesotho border, with sharp bends, steep gradients, and difficult sections that become especially dangerous during rain or snow. However, beyond its reputation as an adventure route, Sani Pass remains an essential connection for the Basotho communities, as it links remote mountain settlements with nearby regions and vital resources. More than just a difficult road across the mountains, Sani Pass represents the determination of people who continue to build connections in one of Africa's most breathtaking and challenging landscapes. Dalton Highway, Alaska, USA. Far removed from bustling cities and familiar routes, the Dalton Highway opens up a journey into one of North America's most remote regions. Built to service the Trans-Alaska Pipeline, this isolated road traverses Alaska's vast wilderness, where forests gradually give way to tundra and Arctic landscapes. It is a route where thorough preparation matters far more than speed. Spanning approximately 660 kilometers, the route features long stretches of gravel, harsh weather conditions, and hundreds of kilometers without regular support services. Yet, truck drivers and local workers rely on this challenging road, as it serves as a vital link to northern oil fields and Alaska's most remote areas. The Dalton Highway tells a compelling story of human resilience in one of the harshest environments on Earth. Kardung La Pass, Ladakh, India. The engine starts before sunrise, and the journey toward Kardung La begins with a climb into the thin air of the Himalayas. This high mountain pass near Leh, Ladakh, has long been known as one of the most famous routes into the remote Himalayan region. Kardung La creates a unique feeling of adventure, as every kilometer brings travelers closer to the limits of altitude. The pass reaches an elevation of around 5,300 meters, where freezing temperatures, snow, and reduced oxygen make the journey physically demanding. For local communities, however, this route has practical importance, as it helps maintain transportation links between isolated valleys and surrounding areas. Standing above the clouds after crossing Kardung La, travelers often remember not only the extreme conditions, but also the incredible feeling of reaching a place where the world seems far below. Baybird of Road, 915 Turkey. Some roads are remembered not because they are famous, but because every person who drives them understands their true difficulty. The Baybird of Road, also known as D915, crosses the mountains of northeastern Turkey, where narrow tracks and steep terrain create a demanding journey. This route tests the confidence of drivers who dare to follow its unpredictable path. The road features sharp turns, unpaved sections, and exposed mountain edges, creating a challenging experience where careful driving is essential. Although it attracts adventurous travelers today, the route also serves people living in remote mountain areas, where roads remain the only connection between isolated communities and larger towns. As the journey ends, and the mountains slowly open into wider valleys, D-915 leaves behind a powerful impression of a place where humans continue to navigate the fragile boundary between survival and nature. Los Caracoles Pass, Chile, Argentina. The Andes Mountains create some of the most dramatic roads on Earth, and Los Caracoles Pass is a remarkable example of humanity finding a way through this enormous barrier. This mountain route connects Chile and Argentina, where vehicles cross the Andes through a landscape dominated by steep slopes and towering peaks. The road transforms every turn into a careful negotiation between altitude and control. Its name comes from the winding shape of the route, which contains numerous sharp bends while climbing through difficult mountain terrain toward the international border. Despite the demanding conditions, Los Caracoles Pass remains an important transportation link, as it allows trade and travel between two South American nations. Looking across the endless Andes, after completing the climb, travelers are reminded that this road is more than a passage through mountains. It is a symbol of connection across one of the greatest natural barriers on Earth. Passage du Gois, France. Have you ever seen a road that isn't destroyed by time, but simply vanishes each day as the ocean rises to cover it? The Passage du Gois is an ancient route connecting Noirmoutier Island to the French mainland, where the road surface appears and disappears with the rhythm of the tides. It is a place that compels people to abide by the laws of the sea rather than attempting to alter them. Spanning approximately 4 kilometers, the route can only be traversed at specific times dictated by the tides, as the rising sea can rapidly submerge the entire path. For generations, locals have relied on this unique route, as it provides a vital link between the island and the mainland. Standing amidst the ocean as waves lap around the stone causeway, visitors can experience a rare place where the boundary between land and sea is in constant flux. Kahekili Highway, Maui, USA. Leaving behind Maui's familiar beaches, a different route reveals itself along the Pacific coast, one defined by rugged beauty and challenging terrain. Kahekili Highway winds along Maui's northern coast, where volcanic cliffs, the vast ocean, and narrow stretches of road create a truly unique journey. It is a route that demands a driver's undivided attention at every turn. Sections hugging the cliff's edge, tight bends, and uneven surfaces make the drive difficult, especially when the weather takes an unexpected turn. highway remains vital to the local community, connecting remote areas that have largely escaped the impact of mass tourism. Traveling along Kahekili Highway is like discovering a more authentic Maui, a place where nature retains its raw, untamed beauty. Atlantic Ocean Road, Norway. A road that appears to float upon the sea has transformed Norway's coastline into one of the world's most spectacular driving roads. The Atlantic Ocean Road connects small islands off Norway's west coast, featuring bridges that curve to follow the natural contours of the turbulent waters. The route creates the sensation of driving right through the vast open ocean. Spanning approximately 8 kilometers, the road includes several low-lying bridges, frequently exposed to strong winds, towering waves, and the rapidly changing weather of the North Sea. Beyond its role in connecting coastal communities, the road has become a renowned destination for those wishing to experience the harmony between engineering and nature. As powerful waves crash against the bridge structures and the horizon stretches out ahead, the Atlantic Ocean Road stands as a testament to human adaptability in the face of the ocean's might. Trollstigen, Norway. Now we discover the danger from ice, rain, and a road that twists like a snake up a mountain. Trollstigen, which means troll ladder in Norwegian, is a mountain road in western Norway. It climbs about 2,800 feet in just 4 miles. That is a grade of 9%, which is very steep for a 2-lane road. The road has 11 hairpin turns. Each turn is so sharp that large trucks longer than 40 feet are not allowed to use this road at all. When you drive up, you look out your side window and see nothing but air. The valley below is green and beautiful, but you are too scared to enjoy it. In summer, the road is wet from waterfalls that crash down the mountain. You drive through spray that makes your windshield useless. In winter, the road closes completely because the ice makes it impossible to climb. Haridwar to Badrinath Road, India. Now, we go to the road from Haridwar to Badrinath, which is one of the most sacred routes in India. It runs about 200 miles through the Himalayan mountains, ending at a temple dedicated to the god Vishnu. Every year, hundreds of thousands of pilgrims travel this road to wash away their sins. But the road does not care about your sins. It is narrow, cracked, and often missing chunks of asphalt. On one side, a sheer rock face rises hundreds of feet. On the other side, the Ganges River roars below. The river is holy. But if you fall into it from this height, you will not be saved. The most dangerous section is near a place called Joshimath. Here, landslides are so common that the road is closed for days at a time. Heavy rain can send boulders crashing down without warning. Youngest road, Bolivia. If you thought the roof of a train was dangerous, wait until you see what happens when the road disappears beneath your wheels. The Yungas Road in Bolivia has a nickname that says everything: Death Road. It stretches for about 40 miles from the high city of La Paz down into the Amazon jungle. On one side, a cliff of solid rock reaches up into the clouds. On the other side, a drop of nearly 2,000 feet straight down, with no guardrail, no barrier, nothing. The road is unpaved, so rain turns the dirt into slippery mud. Thick fog can roll in within minutes, and suddenly, you cannot see the edge of the cliff. Before a safer road was built, hundreds of people died here every year. Trucks and buses would simply fall off the edge. Locals say that if you meet another car coming the opposite way, one of you has to reverse until you find a wider spot. Do not drive this road yourself. Take a local driver who has done it 1,000 times and pray. Karakoram Highway, Pakistan, China. From Nepal, we travel to the road that is not just dangerous, it is a monument to human sacrifice. The Karakoram Highway is the highest paved international road in the world. It runs about 800 miles from Pakistan to China, crossing the Khunjerab Pass at nearly 15,500 feet. This road took 20 years to build, from 1959 to 1979. The mountains here are so steep that engineers had to blast tunnels through solid granite. The weather is so cold that workers could only build during a few months each year. But the real cost of this road is measured in lives. Locals say that every mile of Karakoram costs one life. Around 810 Pakistani workers and 200 Chinese workers died during construction. Some fell into ravines. Some were crushed by falling rocks. Some died from the cold. Even today, landslides and flash floods close the road without warning. Guoliang Tunnel Road, China. Now we go to China, to a road that should not physically exist. The Guoliang Tunnel Road is carved directly through a solid limestone cliff in the Taihang Mountains of China. Before 1972, the village of Guoliang sat on top of a plateau with no road to the outside world. Villagers could only leave by climbing a narrow stone staircase that was more like a ladder. A group of 13 men from the village decided to change that. They had no machines, no government money, no engineering degree. They had only hammers, chisels, and an iron will. For 5 years, they chiseled through the rock inch by inch. They used 4,000 hammers and 12 tons of steel. One of the men died during the construction. Today, the tunnel is about 4,000 feet long, 15 feet wide, and 16 feet high. It winds along the cliff face with rough, uneven walls. When you drive through it, you cannot see around the next curve. If another car comes, you have to reverse into a small alcove carved into the rock. Bishwa Itema Train, Bangladesh. Every year in Bangladesh, millions of Muslims gather for Bishwa Itema, one of the largest religious festivals on earth. The trains heading to Dhaka become something you would not believe unless you saw it with your own eyes. Passengers sit on the roof, hang from the doors, and stand on the couplers between cars. There is no room inside, so they climb up like mountaineers on a steel cable. The train moves slowly, but a sudden stop or a sharp turn can throw dozens of people to the ground. Above them, electrical wires hang just a few feet over the roof. One wrong move, one jolt, and a passenger can touch a live wire carrying thousands of volts. Every year, people die on these trains. But for those who need to pray at the festival, there is no other choice. Beni Jamsam Kerala Road, Nepal. Death Road in Bolivia is famous, but Nepal has roads that are almost unknown to the outside world, and some of them are even more dangerous. The Beni Jamsam Kerala Road cuts through the heart of the Nepalese Himalayas. The road is carved into the side of a cliff, made of loose rock and dirt. One heavy rain, and the entire road can slide down the mountain. There are no guardrails, no streetlights, and no gas stations for hours. Your car climbs up to 13,000 feet, then drops down just as fast. If your car breaks down, help is a full day away. What makes this road truly scary is the isolation. You can drive for 2 hours without seeing another vehicle. Then a truck appears around a blind corner, and both of you have to stop inches from the edge. Local drivers do not honk. They do not rush, they just wait. They know that patience is the only thing between them and a 3,000-foot fall. Schafbergbahn, Austria. After the Karakoram, you might need to catch your breath. So, let us go to Austria, where the danger is different. Less deadly, perhaps. But just as dizzying. The Schafbergbahn is climbs from the town of St. Wolfgang up to the summit of Mount Schafberg. That is a grade of 26%, which is incredibly steep for any train. The carriages are old, built more than a century ago. They creak and groan as they pull up the mountain. On your left, a beautiful lake called Wolfgangsee shines blue and calm. On your right, a rock wall so close you can touch it from the window. But the scariest part is the feeling of leaning backward. The train tilts so much that you feel like you are going to fall out of your seat. The wheels grip the track, but every bump makes you hold your breath. When you reach the top at nearly 6,000 feet, you can see for miles. Hanoi Train Street, Vietnam. Let us continue the journey in Vietnam, where a train does not go through a station, it goes through a neighborhood. Hanoi Train Street is exactly what it sounds like, a set of railroad tracks running directly between two rows of houses. The tracks are only about 6 feet wide. The walls of the homes are so close that you can reach out your window and touch a passing train. People live here just inches from the rails. Then, several times a day, the train comes. A horn blows loud enough to shake the walls. The train rushes by at 25 miles per hour, and the gap between the metal car and the brick wall is maybe 8 inches. Tourists now come to sit at small cafes, built right on the tracks. They drink coffee and wait for the train. When it comes, they squeal and duck inside doorways. The locals do not squeal. For them, the train is not dangerous. Burma Railway, Thailand, Myanmar. The next railway is dangerous because of human cruelty. The Burma Railway, also called the Death Railway, runs about 250 miles between Thailand and Myanmar. It was built in 1942 and 1943 by prisoners of war and forced laborers during World War II. The Japanese army wanted a supply route to invade India. They pushed workers to build the railway through dense jungle and solid rock cliffs. More than 100,000 people died. Many died from disease, starvation, or beatings. Others fell into ravines or were crushed by falling rock. The most famous section is called the Death Curve. Here, the tracks cling to the side of a limestone cliff. To your left, the rock wall is so close that you can touch it. To your right, the River Kwai flows turquoise blue. "200 feet below. The bridge is made of wood. It creaks. It sways. And when the train passes, you can feel the whole structure shift. Some locals say you can still hear the hammering of the men who built it. That sound is not a ghost, it is history. Kolyma Highway, Russia. Let us continue the journey in Russia, on a road that most Americans have never heard of. The Kolyma Highway stretches about 1,200 miles across eastern Russia, connecting the city of Magadan to the rest of the country. It is called the Road of Bones by locals. And that is not a nickname, it is a fact. The road was built in the 1930s and 1940s by prisoners of the Soviet Gulag system. Hundreds of thousands of prisoners worked in freezing temperatures, with almost no food and only hand tools. They chiseled through permafrost, which is ground that stays frozen all year. In winter, the temperature drops to 50 degrees below 0 Fahrenheit. When prisoners died, the ground was too hard to dig graves. So their bodies were buried right underneath the road. Every mile of the Kolyma Highway is paved over human remains. Today, brave drivers travel this road, but they also know that the ghosts of the Gulag are still down there, frozen in the dirt. Skipper's Canyon Road, New Zealand. Now, New Zealand gives us a road that car insurance companies will not touch. Skipper's Canyon Road is carved into a steep cliff in New Zealand's South Island. It was built during the gold rush of the 1860s by miners who needed to bring heavy equipment into the canyon. The road is only 1 lane wide for most of its length. If you meet another car coming the opposite way, one of you has to reverse until you find a spot wide enough to pull over. That reverse might be 300 feet, it might be 500 feet. and you are backing up with the abyss right next to your tire. The most famous structure here is the Skipper's Suspension Bridge, built in 1901. It stands about 300 feet above the river and sways when you walk across it. Local drivers say that insurance companies will not cover any accident on this road. You are on your own. Drive carefully, or better yet, do not drive at all. Let someone who grew up here take the wheel. Jalalabad-Kabul Highway. Afghanistan, 191. The next highway kills drivers every single week, and the danger does not only come from the road itself. The Jalalabad-Kabul Highway is one of the most dangerous roads in Afghanistan. It runs about 100 miles through a series of steep mountain passes and narrow river valleys. The road surface is cracked and full of potholes. In many sections, there is no pavement at all, just dirt and loose gravel. Trucks and buses share the same narrow lanes, and passing is a gamble. One driver has to pull onto the shoulder. The shoulder is often a 300-foot drop, but the road is only half the danger. This highway has been a battlefield for decades. Armed groups control different sections of the route. Convoy attacks and carjackings are common. Local drivers travel with armed guards. Or only during specific daylight hours. The government says the road is safer now than it was 10 years ago. But every month, news reports still list another bus that went off the cliff or another convoy that was hit. Fairy Meadows Road, Pakistan, 219. Let us discover a road that feels like a roller coaster without tracks. The Fairy Meadows Road is a 10-mile Jeep trail that starts at the Karakoram Highway and climbs up to a valley called Fairy Meadows. The road is not paved. It is just dirt, rocks, and loose gravel. In some sections, the trail is only wide enough for one vehicle. There is no room to pass. If another Jeep comes from the opposite direction, one of you has to back up until you find a wider spot. That backup can be half a mile. On one side of the road, a rock wall rises straight up. On the other side, the ground drops away into nothing. The drop is hundreds of feet down, to a river below. Only local drivers with special four-wheel drive Jeeps are allowed on this road. They have made this trip thousands of times, but even they go slowly. Los Caracoles Pass, Chile. Now Chile gives us a pass over the Andes. From behind the wheel, it looks like a nightmare. Los Caracoles Pass connects Chile and Argentina through the Andes Mountains. The name means the snails in Spanish. From a plane or a drone, the road looks exactly like a giant snail shell. The curves stack on top of each other like a spiral. The road climbs to about 10,500 feet above sea level. On the Chilean side, there are 29 consecutive hairpin turns. Each turn is so sharp that a semi-truck has to slow down to 5 miles per hour and use both lanes to get around. Truck drivers say that the worst part is meeting another truck on a curve. Neither driver can see the other until they are face to face. Then, one of them has to back up. Backing up on a curve with a 1,000-foot drop is not something you forget. You do not drive Los Caracoles for fun. You drive it because you have to get to the other side of the mountains, and you pray that no one is coming the other way. FCAB. Chile 128. Norway gave us a ladder for cars. Now, Chile gives us a railroad that climbs into the clouds. But here, the air is so thin that your lungs start to burn. The FCAB is a railway. That connects the port of Antofagasta in Chile to the high plains of Bolivia. It runs through the Atacama Desert, the driest non-polar desert in the world. The train starts near sea level, but climbs to more than 15,000 feet in just a few hours. That is higher than most people can breathe comfortably. The tracks are old, the bridges are rusted, and in some sections, the train runs along a cliff with no barrier between the wheels and a 1,000-foot drop. What makes this railway truly terrifying is not the height. It is the silence. The desert has no trees, no birds, no sound. You hear only the metal wheels grinding against the rails, and the wind never stops. Tren a las Nubes, Argentina. From the frozen hell of Siberia, we discover a train does not go through a forest or a city. It climbs so high that you actually ride above the clouds. The Tren a las Nubes, or Train to the Clouds, runs through the Andes Mountains in northwestern Argentina. It starts at an altitude of about 4,000 feet and climbs to more than 13,800 feet above sea level. At that height, the air has only half the oxygen you are used to breathing. Your heart beats faster just sitting still. The train is old, and the track was built more than 100 years ago. The most famous section is called the La Polveria Viaduct. This is a steel bridge that stands about 200 feet above a dry riverbed. The train slows down as it crosses, and you can look straight down through the gaps in the rails. There is no floor. There is just air and rocks far below. You feel like you are going backward off the cliff. Devil's Nose Railway, Ecuador. New Zealand's Canyon Road is terrifying, but Ecuador has a railway that killed more people during construction than almost any other train in history. The Devil's Nose Railway, or Nariz del Diablo in Spanish, is in the Andes of central Ecuador. The track climbs a nearly vertical mountain face, using a system of switchbacks. The train goes forward, stops, then reverses up a higher section of track. It repeats this pattern until it reaches the top. The mountain is solid rock, and the workers who built this railway in the late 1800s had no modern machinery. They used dynamite, hammers, and their own hands. More than 2,000 workers died during construction. Some fell off the cliffs, some were crushed by falling boulders, some died from disease in the jungle heat. Local guides tell the story of the 2,000 workers on every trip. They do not tell it to scare you. They tell it to honor the men who died. Without them, this train would not exist. Gornergrat Railway, Switzerland, 206. Switzerland gives us a train that is not dangerous in the usual way, but if you are afraid of heights, you will still scream. The Gornergrat Railway in Switzerland takes passengers from the town of Zermatt up to a peak called Gornergrat. The train climbs more than 5,000 feet in about 20 minutes. The track runs along ridges and ledges with no barriers. On one side, a glacier stretches out forever. On the other side, a drop of 1,000 feet straight down. The most famous view is of the Matterhorn, one of the most recognizable mountains in the world. It is sharp, white, and beautiful. You will want to take a photo. But here is the problem. The train stops at a station that is built on the edge of a cliff. You step off the train, and the ground ends 10 feet in front of you. The wind-up here is strong enough to knock you off balance. The fear is about standing at the edge of the world with nothing but cold air between you and the valley floor. Sikubang Railway Bridge. Indonesia 231. From a jeep trail in Pakistan, we fly to Indonesia. Here, the danger is not on a road, it is on a bridge. The Sikubang Railway Bridge in Indonesia. Is a steel bridge that crosses a deep river valley, but the tracks are old. And the planks between the rails are rotting. The bridge has remained in continuous use. for over 118 years. People often describe crossing it as an exhilarating or almost floating experience, high above the quiet valley. Locals use this bridge as a shortcut to get to the other side of the valley. Today, it remains a popular spot for railway enthusiasts, photographers, and tourists seeking panoramic views.